Greetings, fellow Voyagers. This is Chilled Voyager once again, also known as Ted. And today we are looking at... This isn't really a game, to be honest. It's a sort of virtual recreation of a place in the real world. This is called Castle Rock, West Coast, Australia. And the developer is... Matt Newell, and I believe it's developed in the Unreal Engine, and it's just a place to hang out, chill, and walk around and look at things. And I think it's the kind of vibe I'm looking for really for this channel. So you can either practice a little bit of mindfulness with me, we'll have a look at things in detail, like I say, we can look at the textures of things, and just have a look around. If that's not your bag, your thing, then just enjoy looking around with me. Don't need to meditate or anything if you don't feel like doing that kind of thing. I thought we'd have a look around at this. This is my first look at this. And, yeah, I'll get an idea of what I might want to do with this in the future. So let's just have a bit of a walk around. Just trying to work out... Okay, so I can change my camera view with my mouse. I can wander down onto the beach. Look at that sand, for starters. You can almost feel the heat on your bare feet, can't you, on that? That's just lovely. I love that texture. It's quite amazing. And you've got this grass here. She's blowing about in the breeze. All that's missing from this, really, is the feel of the sun beating down. I presume it's quite high up in the sky. It looks like it is. Yeah, there we are, look. Probably the middle of the day, very, very hot. The sand would be hot. There'd be a nice cool breeze from the looks of it, and you'd be able to smell the ocean if this is real. And obviously we can't smell the ocean, so we don't have the smell, and we don't have the, obviously the touch sense. But we do have, yeah, we've got the sounds and we've got the visuals. So let's enjoy those. I was thinking this is a good thing to make a video in because a lot of people can't go out at the moment. They're either self-isolating if they're unwell, or they're stuck in quarantine, or stuck working from home. Others are working all the hours around under the sun at the moment and not getting much time to relax. So I thought I'd take a look at this. This currently is free. I don't know if it's going to stay that way, but you can get it on Steam free. And here, Matt has done some other locations which aren't free, but I'm going to take a look at those later on. I think there's one in Japan. I can't remember where the other one is now. But we'll look at those at a later point. Thought we'd explore this first. Looking at the quality of this, absolutely wonderful. Really, really loving the waves. The only thing I have noticed, there's no clouds. Maybe there wouldn't be. Completely spotless sky. That's fine, but there's also no birds or animals. Apart from that, though, this is very real feeling, and the quality definition of the textures is amazing. Really could be looking at video of a real thing here. That's quite impressive. I hope you're liking this. Let's paddle in the water a bit. I bet you can see my footprints. Hang on, let's go back this way. I love that feeling, walking in the wet sand. Let's just head over this way for now. So we're going to have a look around. And I think looking at this, one of the ideas I had for this is at some point what I think I might do is just film an hour of just keeping the camera static. People can use that to meditate to or to sleep to with just the sound of the water and the wind. Just literally leave the camera like this, say, for an hour and make a video for that. I could also live stream in this if you want to take walks with me, virtual walks. Does that sound like an idea you might like? Let me know in the comments below. I am really, really liking this so far. Look at that. See how the water gets deeper there. And how the rocks are submerged. Okay, looked a bit odd there, but for the most part, this is very impressive. I mean, the Unreal Engine is very impressive anyway. And I'm really loving these rocks that are wet from having had water over them. That's very realistic. The colours, very vivid, but not too rich. So far, nothing really seems to be glitching or doing anything odd that I can see. Let's have a look at the trees. Moving gently in the breeze. Well, they are. Yeah, they are moving. And not too much either, because that can be a little bit off-putting. Let's... where should we wander? I don't know if we can get through there. Let's just try and see where we end up. How's about that? So I'm going to go a little bit quiet and just let you enjoy this for a moment. Now, have you noticed that the waves are quieter, but now you can hear insects, crickets, and the wind is slightly more noticeable in the trees. Let's look at the crowns of the trees, the sun, those shades of greens with the shadows. Lovely. That's pretty realistic. It's about as real as I've seen in any sort of virtual environment. Very impressive. And you've got these bushes here. I don't know how high definition the texture goes. It seems to be a bit blurred. I would say that's to do with the engine rather than anything of the developers. But that fern does look very real, actually. I can almost smell the woody smell of the trees and the plants. I'm just going to walk into the plants, and I thought so. You can hear the sound of me walking through the plants as well. That feels real. If you had shorts on, you'd be, you know, kind of hurting your legs. Which way should we go now? Any ideas? Should we go this way? Let's keep going around the island. I don't know how far, whether you can go around the whole thing. Oh, of course, it's not an island, is it? If it's the west coast of Australia, I am so sorry. A bit of a dense moment then. So yeah, you won't be able to go round in a circle, but it just had an island feel then for a moment. I guess it's just because we're on the coast. I am really liking this. I think this would be quite nice to do some meditation in, and we could do, like I said, I could do some static filming as well with just keeping the camera in one place. That might be quite nice. Something I've done in GTA 5 before, but it's quite hard to do in GTA 5 because the character tends to move around. So unless you have a special camera mod, it gets a bit tricky. I'm liking this. Back down to another bay, I suppose you would call this. Little beach, and it looks like there's a little rest area over here. Someone's left a gazebo on the beach. Maybe it's ours. Let's just pretend that we put it up and it's just there for the day. Maybe we'd leave one on the beach. Surely not a beach as pristine as this. And we've got a cool box for your tinnies and sandwiches. Nice deck chair, pair of flip-flops. I'm quite liking this. And you could just sit here and look out to sea. I'm going to go quiet again for a few minutes and just actually leave the camera static for a bit, so you can just enjoy the view for a moment. And we're back. One thing I have noticed is there's a slight issue with the looping sound. It doesn't quite... I think that would be very hard to do that. I mean, the only way you can sort of get around that is overlapping sounds, isn't it? And that's not always going to work. So, for the most part, it's very, very well done. I would give this 9.5 out of 10 if we are giving it a score. I think if we had some birds or something and that wave sound looped a little bit better. It's just there's a slight gap. Occasionally, doesn't happen very often, but if it were, yeah, for those changes, that would, yeah, 10 out of 10, I think. I like the fact it's not a game. There's nothing really that you have to do. You just walk around and enjoy the environment. I do love how deep that water is. I don't know how far we can paddle into it. Probably not very far. Yeah, that's as far as you can go. But that's cool. It's not a swimming simulator, so that's fine. You can almost feel the contrast between that really cold water and the heat on the sand. Scorching hot sand. And to be honest, I'm guessing if you were in Australia on a beach, you probably wouldn't be walking barefoot. It probably would be too hot. Right, so let's move on, follow this path back into the woods. I have no idea where this goes or how far we can go. We might reach a point where we can't go any further, or I don't know. We'll see what happens. I don't know what happened there. We seem to somehow teleport there. So now I don't know where we are. But we'll keep going down. Into a beach. We have a small smouldering fire. The smoke particles are quite realistic. And I like the way they drift around. Can almost smell that wood smoke. Now, can we actually go anywhere down here? Or is that it? Let's try going round. Let's see if we can get around here. Most impressive. Even these wave textures are really well done, I think. That's quite difficult to do. To get them to sort of seamlessly fit with the rest of the water. I'm quite amazed by this. I don't know. Oh, there is another way out. I think. Is this another way out? Looks like it is. So we're just going to wander around. I don't know if we're going to see all of this area, you know, everything we can see. Probably not. That's absolutely fine. We'll just wander around, see what we can see. I've noticed there are different speeds of walking you can have, so this is the sort of medium speed. It's walking quite slowly on the beach. It's quite nice to sort of walk slowly and look around and see what there is to see. These trees look slightly different, like birch or something. I'm not quite sure if they are. They look almost like silver birch to me, but I don't know if they are or not. That's what they're supposed to be. They're quite light in colour. The thing is, silver birch quite often have a sort of a ring appearance around the trunk, which confuses me because that's normally a sign of a fruit tree, and a birch obviously isn't. Ah, okay. I think what we've done is we did kind of teleport. I think because this, I think, is the rocks that were to the right of us at the very beginning when I first started this video. Yeah, this is that very first bay, so we're back. So I think that's all of the coast that we can visit. There's probably more to the woods, I would imagine. This is supposed to be a medium speed walk, and to me it seems a bit too fast. There's also a run, or a jog, which seems quite a realistic speed for running, or, you know, kind of jogging. But this seems a bit too fast for walking. So if we go on the slow setting, I mean, I'd say it's about the right sort of speed for just sort of ambling along and looking around. I do like the fact there are different speeds of walking there. That's quite a nice detail. I can't remember. So this is where we originally came in, I think, here. So I remember these two wooden... I hesitate to call them fences. I suppose they are fences. Fences don't have to be any particular height, I suppose. Is there another word for those? Picnic table. Oh, look, a camera. Okay. Left alt. Show camera controls. Zoom. Left click, space, arrow keys, blah, 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 blah. Okay. That's your autofocus. That's your zoom. So that's nice. You can get your thumbnail pictures for your YouTube videos. Or for, I don't know, Instagram. That is just such a wonderful sight. I really, really like that. It looks like there's more over here, so let's have a quick look over here. I'm going to keep this video relatively short, but, you know, hopefully get to see some of what there is to see. Is that a bridge there or something? Looks like one. I'm not sure what it goes over. It's quite impressive. I do like the sound of the wind in the trees as well. Now why... you see the textures are sort of going in and out of focus slightly there. Now whether that is my graphics card... Shouldn't be. It should be able to deal with that. It's obviously just the nature of the Unreal Engine and it's focusing. Just want to see if that is actually a bridge. It is. So I'm guessing that must be a dry creek or something. We go up here. Let's wander up here. See what there is to see. Again, I'm loving these plants. The sound of the breeze, the sound of the insects. It does feel very, very real. You could be watching a video recording of a live... In fact, if anything, it's probably better than that, because it's completely... If you had a handheld camera, it would be jerking all over the place. Up and down and Probably going in and out of focus, and so this is probably slightly better quality than you'd get in the real world, to be honest, unless you've got some very fancy equipment. Okay, so this is going back that way. I don't know if we really want to do this. Let's see where we end up. Get a bit of a march on. Yeah, I think this is going to go back through these rocks, isn't it? Ah, it says Castle Rock. Let me know in the comments if you're from that sort of area on the west coast. How realistic is this? I'm going to guess it's quite realistic. It's interesting to see this use of the Unreal Engine, because normally it's used for creating, you know, fictitious worlds. And in this case, it's recreating something that does exist in the real world. So those are, yeah, they're photographs of this. That's quite impressive. And I'm guessing we can't get through here because it's locked. Can't see any way of opening it. And I would imagine we can't cheat and go round it. Or can we? No, we can't. Okay, that's fine. That's all good. I think what we'll do is we'll head back. Because if we keep going in the direction we've come from, we'll just end up teleporting again back to the other end. So if this is the west coast, and unless it does something very odd, we must be walking north at the moment. No. West coast, we must be walking south. Sorry, that was... Don't ever rely on me for directions. That's all I can say. Okay. Start marching again. This does feel a little bit too fast. It's like you're taking very long strides, but I don't know, maybe that's just me. Maybe it's quite accurate. Height-wise, you seem to be high enough off the ground, I would say. Must be quite difficult to work out where the camera should go, to be honest. So what was the way out of here? I think it was over here, wasn't it? I love the sound of that sea. I think I'm definitely going to do some more videos in this for people to use as just background. So we haven't been this way. Let's have a wander. Look at these stones. God, that looks so real. The stones and the plants. That is amazing. I honestly think with some of this, if you just put that on screen as a video to somebody and you didn't tell them, I don't think people would... I think it would be hard to work out whether that was real or not. I guess the shadows aren't quite right, and the way the grass is moving, I don't know. But it's pretty realistic. Let's wander up this road. Is it a road? I'm guessing it's a road. It's certainly tarmac. Oh look, a difference in the sound of our feet. Into the... This does feel like you're walking too fast to me. Let's slow the walk down a bit. But then this feels a bit too slow. It'd be nice if that medium walk was a tiny bit slower, I think. Maybe that's just me. Oh, we have a signpost. We would be walking quite slowly up this hill anyway. Our main road. I wonder what road this is. I can't believe I'm looking for traffic. There won't be any, so... That shows how realistic it is. So we have Meelup Beach Road and Castle Rock Road. There you go. I don't know if we can walk along the road. I'm not going to explore that at the moment because it's not the most exciting thing in the world, but I mean, I do like the texture. Imagine how hot this tarmac would be. And since we're going back down the hill, we'll go at medium pace. How about a bit of a jog? Looking at the leaves on the ground as well. There's a lot of detail in this. I am impressed, I have to say. I do like the shadows and the... Very, very well done. We'll head back to the beach and then I think we'll leave it there. We've got this nice little picnic table here. So let's just head onto the beach. Look out to sea. Well, yes. I'm going to make this a slightly shorter video. We will revisit this and I will think of things to do here. And we'll take a look at some of the other virtual creations by the same person. I hope you've enjoyed this wander around Castle Rock with me. It's nice to have your company. Please do like and subscribe. Do tell your friends. Post this all over the place if you think there's someone who might enjoy it. And I'll be back in the next video. In the meantime, stay chilled and take care.